the philosophy that we have in Silicon Valley of fail fast, to succeed. They certainly
Um,
succeeded in failing fast, I would say.
in security, there's the expression "speed kills," kind of like in auto accidents, right?
Yep. Force
And
equals mass times acceleration
there you
cannot be
go.
escaped.
Thank you very much. We've now run the proof, and it's true. But that's when mistakes get made. That's when the guardrails get let down. In this case, with not with Anthropic, but OpenAI, it escaped through a package manager, right? It took advantage of a 0-day vulnerability on a package
Yeah.
manager. It
Yeah.
discovered it, traversed into the work environment across the network, escalated outside of the network, and went to town on Hugging Face. And apparently, I think it was Hugging Face that actually told OpenAI, by the way, your model's attacking us.
Yeah. And then flew out to discuss.
Yeah.
Which
But,
actually, what they flew out for is actually the topic that I wanted to bring up, as a matter of
oh,
fact, because
go for
what
it.
he
Well, I
wanted.
just want to say one
We don't
thing
have to
before.
transition, though. No, I'm just
Okay.
saying that he flew out there because he wanted to talk about getting access to the traces, the reasoning traces that this agent was using when it, did that horizontal and then elevated its privileges attack.
Yeah. Interesting. I did not know that. I
Mhm.
did see something in the press that Hugging Face wanted OpenAI to donate some big amount of money to some
Yeah.
independent organization to improve security. I'm like, how about just improve their own security?
I think it
So,
was a mea culpa. They really wanted there to be some sort of proof that was public that said, we screwed up.
okay. Yeah, we put the evidence out. Well, this is a whole in the security world. Disclosure, right? How open and how transparent you about disclosure.
Yep.
And you have, the CrowdStrike incident where they were very public, very transparent about what happened, what the impact was. I think that's been a lot, even though they had a big impact, it's been lauded as a positive experience from a disclosure
Mm.
standpoint. And then you have what I'm afraid of is a couple things. One is we're entering the data theft of credit cards and IDs era of AI. In other words, we're also numb. How many today databases of credit card numbers and
Yeah. What's the
data?
acceptable amount of fraud that we can withstand?
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Just
just
keeps.
nobody pays attention. If you wrote a big article about the latest attack of 5 billion whatever got
Mm.
compromised, and it's like, yeah, so what? Things happen, right? That's kind of we're numb to it. So are we going to get numb to AI breaking out of the lab and attacking other businesses, other organizations, or could be corporate espionage, corporate sabotage? Yeah, Matt Damon's going to do a new movie about that, or nation
Call
state.
agent on Monday.
Yeah, exactly. Nation state. Guess what's happening? Yes, of course that's happening. You don't need evidence
It's
to know
always
that.
been happening. We were
Yeah,
never without that sort of behavior.
right. They're 2
It's
years
just
ahead of
that
whatever
the
we think
tools we
they're
have,
doing.
what would you call that? You're just being malevolent. Either way, the same outcome happens. And it's just why it bothers me so much about sort of handing off third party ownership of such private data as we're using right now for ID checks
Think
to
about all the
save the
data we
kids.
pour. Think about all the all. I run into this all the time where data leakage happens, even because things get stored in memory, even so in between projects or sessions, where all of a sudden something's showing up. I'm like, that's from there. And I had
Right.
to
Why is
process
that
it. That's
here?
only about that. Don't use that anywhere else. And you violated it. So I have
Yeah.
this thing called a boundary threshold. So you violated the boundary threshold. Go read the boundary threshold.
Can I ask, Mitch,
Yeah.
is that boundary threshold enforced by a probabilistic, you know, generative AI agent?
Yes, and it's backed up by a linear carbon unit me.
Also probabilistic.
It's actually to write something that isn't AI based to do
Yeah.
leakage detection and things like
No, you
that.
need regex. Just lay it out, baby. Just put it down in regex.
How many regex can I create to solve this problem?